estimate the number of liters a mug, a bucket, and an overhead tank can hold. So let me put it this way. Say we have a mug, right? We need to figure out how many liters of water can it hold. That's the question. And say we have a bucket. So how many liters of water does it hold? And a tank. So I'll not talk about the tank, but yeah, we can practically figure out the liters in a mug and a bucket. Okay, guys. So I hope you guys tried it. I forgot to mention you need to pause and try to think how will we go about doing it. So let's do it. Let's have a mug. Let's think about a bucket. And sorry, let me not very happy with that. Let's start with a mug. Again, have a rough estimate. Then let's go on to a bucket and a overhead tank. Right? So have a rough estimate. We're estimating. Now let's do the actual measurement. So this is, again, this is also rough, not actually measurement, but this is a procedure that we can follow. So we can do an activity basically. Let's do an activity to get a better estimate, right? Better estimate. So what is that you are doing? First, you guys are looking at a mug for better estimation, right? So basically what we are doing is you're looking at a mug and thinking about, what it can hold half a liter or 1/4 of a liter or 1 liter, whatever it is. Looking at a bucket, you're looking at 2 liters, 3 liters. Just have a rough idea. Then I will give you guys a procedure for a better activity and we get a better estimate, right? See, for all of this activity, right, one key thing is that the key is to have a reference material, reference container or reference container. Let me put that itself. So what does that mean? I'll explain it. So we'll start off with a mug. Again, the same mug you're using for both the cases, all of these cases. So what we need is a container whose measurement we know. So you can ask your, mom or dad or sister or brother, whoever it is. So they'll know that, what, this particular container holds 2 liter or 3 liter and so on and so forth. Right? Even half a liter. Chai wala vessel will have half a liter capacity. Right? So whatever it is, just take it up. And yes, you need to have your mug as well. So here the agenda is to fill the mug and then fill this up and then make the count. So let me put it in steps. So take a container whose exact measurement is known. Again, guys, there are many ways that we can discuss this topic. This is just my way, so please don't think that this is the only answer. No. Take a container whose exact measurement is known. That's the first step. Second step is fill the container with the mug. While doing so, while doing so, count how many cups. Basically, how many times you know, this is the language though, how many times you filled the cup completely and poured it into the container. It took to fill the container. Okay, guys. And finally, what do we do? Finally, we'll use the following. Say we'll call it as a formula. The measurement of the cup is given by the container's capacity divided by the count, right? We made a count, right? You divide with the count and that many liters. So if you guys end up with some kind of fraction that is say 2 by 5, you just keep it to that, just write liters. Okay. Or if this was 50 milliliter, so you ask your whoever give this to you guys now, is it in milliliter and how many milliliters, or is it in liters and how many liters? So all of that you guys have to do it. So that would be your measurement of that, a better estimated approximate measurement of that cup. Okay. Next, what do we have? Next we have the bucket. Same process, a similar process actually, but instead of, it will be the other way around. So what I mean is, we'll take say the same container. Actually, we can use the same container, or you can take a mug whose measurement this is the bucket. We don't know how many liters this is, but we know how many liters this is. So the idea is quite simple. Again, fill this up and transfer the water from the known container to the unknown, and then the count. Okay, guys. So here, consider known container. I'm kind of reducing the writing part. Then fill the bucket using the container. Okay. Then along with this, count. And then the third step would be, and then the third step is, so here, what do you guys think we should do? Measurement of the bucket. What I mean is, should we multiply or divide? Think. In this case, we should multiply. Okay, I'll explain the logic. So basically, the container's capacity into count. That's the basic idea. Now, let's look at this. So, why is that we are dividing over here? I'll give you guys a commonsensical thing. We are using a smaller unknown value to fill a known value. Obviously, we have to divide because this is smaller. So your answer has to be smaller than 2 liters. That's an indirect way of understanding it, right? Direct way of understanding it is, I can fill the 2 liters of water into this cup and many cups. And I can fill, say you made a juice, right? Or a cup of tea, and you can fill many cups, is it not? Right? 3-4 cups aram se you can fill. So basically you're dividing the main container's content into a smaller space. So you are dividing. Here, what is that you are doing? Here you are adding, right? Every time you put into this unknown value, you are adding. So unknown part is getting added. Here the unknown part is getting divided, right? The unknown volume is getting divided. Here the unknown volume is getting added. So repeated addition is your multiplication. So that's another way of understanding it, right? you'll start getting a sense of when to add and when to subtract, or when to divide, or when to multiply. You'll get a sense out of it. You can't just memorize it or have a way of methodology of just, okay, this is the answer. It can't be that. It has to become commonsensical to you guys, right? So finally you multiply and all of that, and you get so many liters or milliliter depending on your container's capacity. Okay. Yeah. And sorry, overhead tank is not something that I want to give a methodology about. That's not practical, so I'm not doing that. So you guys can roughly estimate that and talk to a civil engineer or your parent, or if you guys have some warden or maintenance person, they will know.